Hey everybody. For this video, we're taking a look at the December update for Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown. Now, it's been quite some time since we've had this game on the channel. I think the last video that I did for it was on launch day back at the beginning of the year when it came out officially on Steam. But there's been several updates to the game, and I've actually had opportunity to complete the main campaign with some friends and get a lot more experience with the game. So I thought it would be fun to come back and revisit it, especially in light of this new patch, which does some interesting things in terms of buffing some of the character classes and abilities and such. So what I thought I'd do is just run through a quick side mission, so you won't have to worry too much if you haven't completed the campaign yet, or if you have intentions of playing through the game. These side missions typically don't have much, if any, story content to them, so this is going to be just more of a straight up battle, just showing off the combat system and some of the refinements that have been made there since launch. Now, I decided to select a couple specific henchmen to come and help me out on this mission because henchmen have always been one of the sort of issues that I've had with this game, in the sense that if you're playing in a situation where it's just you by yourself, or maybe you with one or two friends, you're going to end up taking a henchman along with you, which is generally going to be controlled by whoever's hosting the game. And the problem with those henchmen historically has been that they're just a little bit underpowered versus the level and abilities of the player characters. And so as you get further into the game, it becomes more and more difficult to complete missions with the henchmen. So you can see here, for example, I have my main character selected who's focused heavily into the automatics skill tree. So you can see here I have my main attack plus 3 special attacks. So I have all the way up to the snipe special ability. But I have here a henchman who I brought along with me who is also spec'd into automatics, who, as you can see, only goes up to this scram special ability. So you're going to get a little bit of a deficiency when playing with the henchman, and it's going to require you to use a bit more tactics and a bit more finesse when playing. But what I'm curious to see is whether or not I can do this mission, which is sort of midway-ish through the campaign, with these 3 henchmen or not, based on the most recent changes. Now, what I've done to kind of help myself out is I've given myself a decker or a hacker who received a buff in this latest patch, and also a pistol user, which also received a buff in this latest patch. So I'm hoping that between the decker and pistol buffs and my increased experience with the game, I'll actually be able to pull off a win here. But let's see what happens. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is to have my decker buff everybody's chance to hit, because I can basically throw this right off the bat, and that should give everybody a better shot at actually doing some harm to whatever enemies we come across for the next 3 turns. Now, as you can see, that consumed my decker's movement for this turn, so I'm going to have to make do with whoever else I have available to me. Now let's move my main guy up here and see if he can spot any enemies. Oh yes, he can. Now notice I have 100% chance to hit on pretty much everything I see here, so that's pretty exciting. Now the question becomes, who do I actually want to shoot? So the first thing I like to do is kind of look at the armor and hit points situation on all the characters. So you notice these guys have in this case 18 physical armor, or 10 physical armor, plus 8 and 18 actual hit points. Here we have a simple 8 hit point enemy and another simple 8 hit point enemy. So basically I can either try to whittle down some of these more powerful enemies, or outright kill one of the less powerful enemies. What I think I might do, since this guy is standing right here on this corner, he's probably going to be one of the only people who has a good shot at this enemy back here. So since my normal attack does 9 to 11 damage, I'm just going to pull a regular attack here and see if I can take this guy out. Alright, success. So let's see what our pistol guy can do with his available movement. So unfortunately, pistol guy cannot move into cover, at least not without using his sprint. But I do have this run and gun ability, which allows me to go to any square and then shoot at 2 random enemies. So what I may do is just have him run up to this corner point and run and gun from there and see what happens. It doesn't look like he actually hit anything, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's see if any of this armor got taken away. Doesn't look like it. Nope, doesn't look like he hit anything with that. So that's a bit disappointing, but also the range on that maybe not the best. So those enemies might have been a little far away for pistol shots. But let's bring our other automatics user up here, and as we can get her into this last cover spot while still being able to take an action. And let's see what she can do. Oh, I see there's another enemy back here, but they didn't take any damage either. So we've got actually 3 pretty tough enemies up front here. So I think what I may do is actually have her take a multi-shot. And I guess it really doesn't matter which one of these I shoot. I'm just going to go for the higher percentage. But this burst fire should take 12 to 13 per shot, assuming that they both hit. That will be close to enough to get this guy near dead. Yeah, it gets him almost all the way dead. Now we've got this other enemy who's moving up on us and hasn't done any damage yet, but is definitely a major threat. So what I think I'm going to do is burst fire him, although that's only a 58% chance. So I'm going to actually probably go for this 78 over here, and hopefully I can crit him. It looks like one of those missed, which is unfortunate, although I did manage to get rid of his armor completely, so that's a good thing. So now our pistol shot, actually what I may do is have the hacker move up first and mark one of these guys, just so let's see. I believe the dog is immune to hacking, so I'm not even going to try to deck him. I think what I'm going to do instead is try to hack and mark this guy. So that was good. That took 8 of his health. Now what I need to do is look at who's going to actually kill the dog. I'm probably going to have the pistolier kill the dog. Let's see if they can do enough. Yeah, it looks like they can do enough with their quick shot. Okay, dog's done. Now it's just a question of who we finish off. This guy's only got 2 left, so let's go ahead and finish him off before he gets to move in here anymore. Okay, nobody's actually taken any damage yet, so that's good. Our cover is doing us proud. Let's see if we can get these guys finished off before too much more madness goes down. Now I think with the snipe, yeah, this is a critical shot off the snipe. So I think I may do that here. A little bit of a poor execution on that cutscene there. I wish they would have taken the geometry of the level into consideration and moved the camera so that you could actually see that shot being taken, but not the end of the world. So let's let our pistol guy do some work here. I don't think the lucky shot's necessary. I think we can just let him take his shot. Alright, so let's let our hacker do their work. Hopefully this will crit. No such luck. So even though we were able to get them down to a 2, we weren't able to kill them. Now, what I probably could do if I wanted to play it safe here is just move these other guys back and try to just wait him out and let the hacker finish him off next turn. But I kind of want to see... Yeah, actually I think that's what I may do. I think I may just reposition this automatics user and reload the gun. Anybody take any damage there? No. Excellent. Alright. So I think what we can do is just pretty much have the hacker finish that enemy off. Excellent. Alright, so now we can successfully move up here and start assessing what's going on in the rest of this level. So I'm going to have my main guy move up here and reload. And let's have our pistol guy move up here. No new enemies, so that's good. And reload. And let's have our automatics lady. Let's have her join pistol guy up here. Okay, I don't think I have organ harvesting on any of these guys. At least I haven't seen that symbol light up yet, so I'm not too worried about getting that. I'm also not too worried about getting that magnifying glass because I know it's probably just going to be flavor text, so I'm not going to waste movement on it. But what I think I am going to do is make a slightly more aggressive move with my main guy and just get him up into this full cover position so he can potentially see down the hallway. See what else we might have to deal with. Let's see if that revealed anything for us. No. So we know we're good to basically move up here and not necessarily trigger any enemies. So in that case, let's have pistol guy go here. Let's have the hacker move up basically as far as they can. Okay, it looks like we did manage to reveal a turret. So the hacker's definitely gonna want to take care of that, but let's move our automatics lady up into position. Oh man, enemies abound. Okay, well, that was slightly unexpected, but I'm sure we can deal with it. So we got another 10 armor and 18 health situation here. And another 10 armor, 18 health. So we're going to have to really wail on these guys to do this properly. And what I think I'm going to do is just back my main guy off a square to get him into this cover position, because I think this may be a flank for them otherwise. So we'll pop him around the corner here and then let him do some dirty work only 45% chance, so I may just want to flush them out instead. Let's flush him out of this cover. Alright, so that was good. That actually made him run away, which should help us. And managed to take out a good chunk of his armor in the process, so that was a good move, I think. Now, pistol guy, probably want to look at a lucky shot here just to increase our probability, but first I want to tag either of these guys with, I want to tag them with the hacker so that they're marked to increase the probability of that lucky shot hitting. And what I'm going to do is just move the hacker up to this full cover. And it actually looks like the hacker can do the organ harvest too, so at some point I'll do that. Let's go ahead and hack and mark this guy. Another crit, that's always nice. And now we'll have our pistol user go ahead and lucky shot him. Nice. Oh, the twitching. So much twitching. Okay, so I think the other thing we can do is use our... No, we don't really have a good shot either way with our automatics user. I kind of don't want to move up because that's going to expose me either way to either one of these who survives. So what I think I'm going to do is just double shot the guy who's out in the open, and even though it's not a great percentage, it should be enough, assuming that both of them hit. So let's see what happens. Nice. Alright, so we're going to take a little damage there, but nothing too severe, nothing too scary. So let's go ahead and see who we want to have finish this off. Now we know our organ harvester is our hacker, so I want to save his movement if at all possible. So we'll let the pistol guy do some work here, I think. They're pretty effective at taking these dogs out, especially at point blank. Alright, problem solved. I'm going to say... Actually, the other thing I need to do, though, before we get too distracted, is I need to look at moving my hacker up to take that turret out, because taking out the turret's actually more important at this point than doing the organ harvest. Although it looks like I can move up here and potentially do the organ harvest this turn and then hack the turret next turn, but I'm going to have to move my automatics lady to make that happen. So I think what I'm going to do is just get her into cover and reload her. And then let's bring the hacker up to that cover point. See what kind of percentage they have on the turret.
I wonder what they're preparing for. This doesn't look random.
And 69% is pretty good on that turret, so let's see if we can hack it. Looks like we were successful. Alright, so that turret's no longer an issue. So we will have to wait till next turn for the organ harvest, but not a big deal. So let's go ahead and move our main guy up. We'll take a more conservative approach this turn, just because there's no need to really rush things. So we're just going to move him up to here. Make sure that didn't expose any enemies, and then go ahead and reload him. Let's give him a fresh mag. Alright, so our hacker is going to organ harvest. Woohoo! Hot loots. And then I think we can pretty safely start looking at moving up here. I don't anticipate any more enemies down that hallway, but you can never be too careful. Let's see what our main guy can see. Looks like we're clear down this hallway, at least for now. And then we're going to move our pistol guy up. And let's see where he can go. Well, you know what? Since I know there's nobody down that hallway, I may just make a more aggressive move and put the pistoler up here. Yeah, so that hallway's clear for sure. We've got a breakable. And it looks like our hacker actually can potentially break that. I don't know that I want to run up there just all in one turn though. Actually, wait a second. Oh, I see. It's not the hacker, it's the automatics lady who can break that. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to make that move all in one turn though. Let's be a little conservative about it. Let me pop out here to cover. See if we can see anybody. Still can't see anybody, but I'm not 100% sure that I want to make a move at this point. I think we'll just hold our ground. Let some of our abilities recharge. No need to rush this. Let's go ahead and move the hacker up. And actually, so the only person who's taken any damage so far is our automatics lady. I think I'm good to stay in this position for a turn. Actually, I'm pretty content with where we are. Now, one of the other things with henchmen is that they don't have consumables. So I've given my main guy here 2 med kits, just knowing that, you know, the chances of somebody taking some damage were pretty reasonable. But that's really the other major disadvantage you have playing with henchmen is, you know, if these were 3 other human players, they would have med kits or grenades or, you know, some sort of consumable items to use. So, you know, I'm really having to be a lot more careful because I only have myself as a proper player character able to use those things. I think a good addition, and I've actually seen this referenced on the Steam forums for this game, would be like if henchmen just had 1 consumable slot and you could pick an item for them to take with them into the mission. I think that would go a long way toward making them more effective, actually. But not to dwell on that, I'm kind of wondering if this door is going to open whenever I get close to it. I actually don't remember if that's the case, so what I think I'm going to do is just move my main guy up. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen, so not entirely surprising. I am, however, surprised that moving him up didn't reveal anything over here. I'm kind of starting to wonder what's up with that. But what I think I'm going to do is, just for the sake of caution, I'm going to tuck him away there, and then we will set everybody else up to try to deal with whatever might come out of there. So actually it looks like Pistol Guy can also break this. So both him and the automatics have the whatever that skill is called. What is it? Demolish. That's the word I was looking for. So what I think I may do is assume that there are some enemies in here and just have the pistol guy run and gun up to this point to try to take them out. Although looking at my circle, it doesn't really go that far into the room, so unless the enemies are standing right here, that's actually not going to be super effective. So I may actually cancel that and just bring them out. I may actually just burn a turn and move the automatics lady into better cover and just see if anything comes out of that room this next turn. No. Okay, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm sure there's probably at least one enemy in here, but it's not going to show that to me until I actually go into the room. So now that my guy's got full movement, I feel a little more comfortable bringing him around this corner to see what's in here. And there we go. Okay, so we've got, a big baddie, 30. Nice. And an 8. Okay, so I think what we need to probably look at doing is... that double shot is a terrible percentage, so that's not going to work for me. Actually, neither of those shots are particularly good. So what I may do is just... wonder if this thing is... I guess it's not destructible. I was wondering if I could blow that up and maybe hurt him with it somehow. Yeah, I can't flush him out of cover yet. I think I may just go ahead and take a regular shot at this big guy, just because this guy here is really not much of a threat to us, the dog. So I'd rather just do whatever damage I can to that big guy. And even though it's a 40% shot, we'll see what we can do. Yeah, no good. Alright, so knowing what the situation in here is now, I'm actually going to be fairly cautious about the way I approach this. So I think what I want to do is select my other automatics character. And she's probably actually in the best place she could be, honestly. I think what I'm going to do is concentrate on getting my pistol guy moved into a spot where they can take shots if they become available. And then my main focus actually is going to be getting the hacker up here closer so that they can start hacking the targets in the other room. Because the more I can bypass all that armor, the better. And also I really want to mark this guy so that my other guy's shots are more effective. I think that's actually all I'm going to do this turn. Okay. So yeah, that was a little scary when he came right out there, but fortunately he didn't actually fire, so that was good. And now we've also got other enemies working here with a decent amount of armor and hit points. Okay, this is going to be a little bit dicey, but I think we can work it out. So what we got here is this dog, and obviously that dog needs to be taken care of. And I think the best way to do that, honestly, I think actually my pistol guy might come in handy with these dogs. So what I think I'm going to do is select him, have him run and gun up to this cover spot. And then that way both the dogs will be the only two targets within his circle. So he should only fire at them, and at that range he should be close enough that he should kill both of them. Excellent. Alright, so now what that also does is that frees up my main guy to move and do whatever he needs to do. And of course, having taken damage, he's going to have to retreat and heal. And looks like this is going to be the best place for him to do that. So let's go ahead and bust out our medical kit. Alright, that gets him back in the game. Now what we need to look at is what we're going to do with our other characters. And I think probably the best thing for our hacker to do is going to be to move into this full cover situation and go ahead and continue hacking the guy that they've already started whittling down. Let's just see what that brought him down to, 13. So at least one more hack, probably two, to get him dead. But I'm actually a little worried about what might happen to Pistol Guy here. So the only really good shot I have actually is on this guy, but he's got so much armor I'm never going to penetrate that. So what I may do is just flush him out of cover to keep him from moving up on Pistol Guy and hope that this shot hits. Good, so that made him run away. Oh boy, things have gotten real. Okay, so yeah, we've got a lot of madness going on right here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is have Pistol Guy come in here and take cover. Try to split their attention a little bit. And then his best shot at actually killing something would have been to shoot it, but since he needs to reload, that's going to be his move. Let's see, how's Hacker Guy looking? Where is that guy that I had whittled down? I thought that was him. 18 of 18. Oh, here he is. Oh, he healed himself whenever he roared, I think. So that's going to be a problem. What we're going to need to do then is just hack whoever's going to have the best chance of getting killed, I guess. So I believe that dog creature is going to be immune to hacking, so I'm not even going to waste the hack on them. The only thing I can really do here, I don't think the hacker is going to be able to take anybody out completely. Their best bet's going to be to just probably continue whittling away at that big guy with all the armor. Yeah, it's probably going to be the best bet. Although it might be good for them to mark somebody else. Yeah, you know what? That guy's already marked, so we're going to hack this guy instead. But what we're going to do is actually move around the corner first. Just make sure I have him selected. Let's move around this corner first and limit his exposure. And then we're going to tap this guy. Okay, now what that lets me do, theoretically at least, is move my main guy up to this full cover. And there we go, 14. So not going to be quite enough on the single shot, but the double shot should finish him. That's still a pretty good percentage. Alright, now the other automatics character really needs to hit this guy. It's possible she could kill him in a single shot, but the other problem is right now her percentage isn't particularly good on him. Actually, she doesn't really have a good percentage on any of these guys, unfortunately. I'm kind of curious as to why. I guess I could go up here and try to flank. It's probably going to be the move I have to make, honestly, to get a decent shot off. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try this single shot. Wasn't quite enough. Oh man, that's going to be real bad. Okay, well actually, fortunately none of the enemies actually fired during that turn, so that could have been way worse than it actually ended up being. But what that means is that we're in a kind of precarious position here. Yeah, this situation is anything but optimal. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to look at getting my pistol guy out of that situation, if at all possible. So I'm just gonna run him back here, because if he stays where he is, he's just gonna get munched. Because with these two guys in here, and with them both having so much armor and so much health, there's no way the pistol guy is going to be able to stand up to that. And I can't really just move him without really moving him into the direct line of fire of that big thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to run him out of here actually. And I think maybe the best thing to do with him, honestly, is gonna be to bring him over to this other side in full cover and kind of set up a flanking scenario. So what I need to do right now is look at how I'm going to finish people off as quickly as possible. So one thing that needs to happen for sure is this dog needs to die. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to use my main guy to do it, just because he's the only one who's really in a good position to do that. So what I think I may do is just do a quick reload and then just finish that off with a regular shot. And then we will have our hacker hack and mark this guy. And let's see, that takes him down to 10 plus 9. Now our automatics lady should be able to dust him. Alright, good. Oh man. Oh man. Automatics lady's in trouble. We're definitely gonna have to move her. Okay, so first things first though. Oh man, we're getting shredded from both directions actually. So what we're gonna have to do is have the hacker. Let's see what the hacker can do. Here you are marked. He's no longer marked. Let's go ahead and hack him. The sooner we can get him down, the better. And then what I think I need to do actually is move and heal my main guy. And then we're going to have pistol guy come up to the corner here and see if he can shoot anything. He doesn't appear to have any valid opportunity to do that, unfortunately. So we're just gonna move him back around here so he doesn't take any unnecessary damage. And then our automatics lady is probably just gonna have to retreat. Let's see if she's got a shot at anything decent here. You know what? I'm actually just gonna move her all the way back here because I really don't want to have her take any more damage if I can help it. Uh-oh. Yeah, that could be problematic. Okay, so this put up or shut up time here. We're either gonna win or we're gonna die. I think right here. So let's think about how we want to do this. So unfortunately, this guy keeps healing himself, which is the main problem of what's actually happening right now. But I think I have got his armor and such whittled down to the point where I may actually be able to finish him off with my guy's burst shot. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do, actually. Is just burst this guy down. Alright, cool. So that worked. Now, that helps the situation considerably. So let's go ahead and have the hacker take this guy. After he moves into cover, of course. And that takes him down to only 8 plus his 10 armor, which means my automatics user should be able to take him out. Let's just get her into position. See what her percentages are. $70. Oh, unfortunately, I don't have multi-shot, but that's a pretty decent percentage. Alright, so he's only got 6 health left. So it's really going to come down to Pistol Guy making it happen here. And I think that's probably going to be the best place to take that shot from. It's 100%. He only needs 6. That's plenty. Twitch away. Okay, and so I believe I may get to take another shot here, which is cool. Let's go ahead and lucky shot that. So he had to run to move that far, which is why he didn't get to shoot. And actually, amazingly, we're in pretty good shape now all of a sudden, except for the fact that we got a couple of guys seriously injured. But we can shoot this guy. And then go ahead and look at recuperating these guys. I think I'm actually pretty content to just keep him in cover and reload for this turn. And the hacker actually is going to have to take more of a point position since they're healthy. So we'll move them up here. And then our automatics lady is going to need to reload, but we will move her up slightly to do that. Well, we'll go ahead and put her there and reload. Okay, so I think we actually have a decent shot at finishing this mission. What we're going to have to do though is put our pistol user and our hacker lady up front, or hacker man I should say. Let's go ahead and move to this cover spot. do a quick reload. And then we should be able to have our hacker. Oh, I'm sorry. It was our automatics lady that also had the bashing. I'm not sure what this is, but let's take a look. Success! Nice. We don't have anything visible here, so I think we're good to go. We just need to have our hacker go ahead and check around this corner, see what he can see. And then we'll move everybody else accordingly. Alright, not seeing any enemies. I think we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and move our main guy up. I think he can pretty safely. I don't want to be too aggressive with him because he doesn't have much health, but let's go ahead and tuck him in there and burn a turn. Okay. Hacker. I feel like I've gotten this far. I don't want to blow it now. So we're gonna be pretty careful about this. Okay, this corner is definitely clear. Definitely not seeing anything else down that hallway, so that's good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and move the hacker up into this full cover. See if that reveals anything else. No. Nope. Alright, so we're good to move everybody else up into tactical positions. So let's go ahead and bring our pistol user up next to the hacker. Okay, so we got one enemy right on the edge of view here. So let's check them out. A 10-18, 10 physical, 18 hit points. I am going to actually see if I can hit him with my sniping ability, because that would be pretty sweet if I could. But actually, let me move the automatics lady first and get her out of my way. Let's go ahead and she's got a decent amount of health left, so let's go ahead and move her all the way up to that cover spot. And then I'm going to see if I can move up to this cover spot and snipe that thing. %90 from there. I'll take it. Oh man. Oh man. Man, they are really throwing everything and the kitchen sink at us, aren't they? Okay, so let's see what we got here. 24, 24. 15 of 18. But this is the beast right here. This is the one that we really got to worry about. So I'm going to go ahead, have the hacker start working on that. Nothing like a crit. And, oh man, we got bad news here too. It's 8 and this 24. Okay. Well, let's see what my guy can hit from back here, because I really don't want to move him up any closer. I think I might just have him take the 8 out, or maybe this 15. Yeah, he can't quite do enough. Let's have him take the 8 out just to get it out of play. And what we're probably going to have to do is like a combat retreat here. So 24 3 shots at 12 apiece. That will definitely rip that up. Wish I could target multiple enemies though, because I really need to damage more than one person. But I think what I need to do, honestly, is look at moving back a bit with her. And then smoking this guy. I hate to waste this on one guy, but I really need to kill him. So we're going to bust this out. Oh, bad time to miss. Bad time to miss. Alright. Pistol guy. Pistol guy. You're going to... He's in the best shape of everyone right now. So I feel like he can afford to take a hit. So I'm not going to move him. I'm just going to let him fire. Okay. I'm actually kind of amazed nobody's dead, but we're not gonna argue. I'm definitely not gonna argue. So let's see who my main guy can hit here. He's got a 98 on this guy. I really want to save my burst fire for that big guy. So I'm gonna just take the best shot I have here. And then what's going on with my pistol guy's actually in pretty good shape at the moment. Let's go ahead and keep our automatics lady busy. 15, huh? It's not great. But given our choices, I think what I may do is move her back and hope that that doesn't really screw up her shooting. Okay, good. We still have an 85. And do that. Okay, so that's good. He's down to 2, which is great. Now, pistol guy is actually turning out to be quite the boss. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with him. 18, lucky shot. Let's see if we can lucky shot this guy. Yeah, not quite. Okay, so what I think we need to do is have the hacker finish this one off. Okay. Okay. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. That guy, 75. So what I want to do is move my main guy up and give him the best chance possible of hitting off that burst fire. So we're going to move him here. And then we're going to burst fire this guy. That ripped him up pretty good, I'm sure. Okay, he's down to 3. Awesome. So now, pistol guy. That guy's only got 1 left. That guy's only got 3 left. Let's go ahead and... He's immune to stun. Okay. Let's go ahead and have our automatics lady. Yeah, she doesn't have good percentages on either of those guys, but if I move her up here to point blank, she should be able to finish this guy. Okay, he's done. And then that means we're going to have the hacker finish this guy off. And the reason I'm doing that is so Pistol Guy can
Well
move.
done. We sure earned our pay this time.
Oh, woo, okay. So I was actually going to say I was going to have Pistol Guy move up to the corner and see if there were any more enemies around the corner. But it looks like that was actually the last enemy. So we actually managed to make it through that with everybody alive and doing that with all henchmen. So I'm pretty pumped actually. I think that was a pretty solid example of how you can actually succeed in this game just with henchmen, and how the buffs to the Decker and pistol classes have definitely helped make things a lot better. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous there for a good chunk of that. So now that we know that all the enemies are down, we can kind of move freely about the level. So we're just gonna hurry up and look for secrets or look for anything we can harvest. It looks like there's that one item that can be picked up, so I'll go ahead and grab that. And let's go ahead and just get everybody to the exit. But I definitely would say that I think this game's in a pretty good place right now, from what I've seen of it here. I think uh, I was definitely a little bit concerned about the balance of some of the classes, but I really think the Decker and pistol buffs have done some good work in this game, especially if you happen to be somebody who's spec'd into both of those abilities and has felt like underpowered in the past. I feel like this is kind of proof that now those specs are actually pretty viable. I definitely felt like the pistol user and the hacker definitely both were carrying, not only pulling their weight, but in a lot of ways doing better than some of the other characters. So I think that's a good sign for sure. But I think that is pretty much going to wrap it up for me for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more content from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe. Until next time, this has been Shadowrun Chronicles.